Welcome to the AMS Marketing Webinars for June 2012. This week, our special guest is Master Josh Geeson. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Great to talk with you. Now, I understand that you guys have had some pretty good success with the enrollment card, and you guys are using them with your exhibition team. Can you please tell us a little bit of the story of when you used the card and how you motivated your team to sell the cards?
Yes, sir. Well, what we did, we started our demo team back in December, and we were getting ready to go on our Christmas break, and we started the team up and got the members enrolled, doing preliminary things like discussing uniforms and things like that. And we decided to all get uniforms, and so, of course, there's an additional cost there. And so I gave them the option to use the enrollment card as a way for paying for these new uniforms. And I explained to them how it works and the fact that they would get to keep the money, and then it could be used towards the purchase of the new uniforms.
All right, and just for reference, how much were these new uniforms going to cost?
The uniform sets with uniform and shoes were going to be $100.
All right, and so they could pay it out of pocket. That's the traditional way for an exhibition team to do it. But with the enrollment card, they could basically earn the money for the cost.
That's correct.
All right, and so what happened from there?
So I explained to them again how it worked and how they could use the card, who they could sell to, that type of thing. And they all kind of chose their own unique ways of doing it. Some, of course, sold to family, some to friends. But to be honest with you, the most successful method was using several different social media websites. Some were on Facebook, some were on Twitter, but they posted it up. They got a little picture from the card and posted on different places, especially on the group pages, which is where they seem to have the most success. For example, we're near an Air Force base here, and so on that base they have a spouses club or a spouses group, and they just have a page just for all the spouses, and they have different things that they post up there. And that's what seemed to get the best results as far as social media goes. And I don't even know the number off the top of my head how many there were, but it was probably 25% of them came just from the Facebook listings. So as a result, everyone was able to get their uniforms. Most of them had extra money left over. They sold more than the required number to get the uniforms. So for us, it was very successful in that sense. And for them, they didn't have to pay anything out of pocket.
So they were very happy with the promotion themselves.
Oh, yes.
All right. Now, you said numbers. Let's talk numbers. How many new students did you get out of the promotion, and how quickly?
We got about 35 new students from the promotion, and of course our traditional advertising going on as well. So my numbers got a little skewed at times, but it was about 35, and that was over the course of about 2 months. For me, what was most interesting is getting ready to go on Christmas break, which I initially thought, okay, this is kind of a bad timing, but I want to get it out there and let them try to sell them anyway. And within a week, I had already signed up 10 new students before we even went on break. I mean, none of them even got to take class. They signed up, and I told them all, hey, we're getting ready to go on Christmas break, but we'll be back at the first of the year. And so I signed them up anyway, and they got their uniforms, and they were ready to go when we got back from Christmas break.
So like the week before Christmas, which is the hardest time to sell memberships.
Right. I kind of let them know, hey, this is a great opportunity to kind of advertise it as a good, inexpensive, but valuable Christmas gift. They're going to get this 5 weeks of training, and, for such a small amount, that's a great Christmas gift. And I think some of them use that as well, and that kind of helped to sell the product.
Excellent. So that was 35 new students in about how long?
In about 2 months.
Excellent. All right. Now, a lot of people are saying that the enrollment card is basically the answer to the enrollment crisis that schools are having because people are complaining about the economy. They can't seem to find new students. What do you say to that?
For me, obviously, it worked. It worked well. I liked the simpleness of the program, how easy it is to employ it. It's relatively low cost. For us, one of the things that I noticed, or I guess the problem I had, was that I had too many at one time, which is always, of course, a good problem. And so for us, we learned from that. We learned how to handle new students and a large number of new students all at one time. So the way we run our school is very much a family-oriented environment, and I want everyone to know everyone else. They need to know each other's names. And so that part was the challenge for us right out the gate. When you come in and your class literally doubles overnight, I went from having a class of, say, 15 to 20 kids, and the next beginner's class I had 35 to 40 in a class. And for us, that was a challenge. But, obviously that's a good problem to have. We just had to learn from it, and now we do know better how to handle that type of growth in a short period of time. And so, for us, it seems to be working really well.
When you talk about problems to have, too many students is one of the best problems you could have.
That's right.
All right. Now, I understand you have some plans to use the enrollment card again this summer. How is that going to be?
Yeah, we have a couple of different plans, but the main focus is going to be to go to different types of groups, generally nonprofit organizations like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, some church youth groups, the PTA starting up at the beginning of the school year. We're going to get with these different groups and offer the enrollment card as an opportunity for them to sell or do fundraising activities. So around here in our area, there's lots of different ones. Of course, Girl Scouts always sell cookies. In our area, Krispy Kreme, they sell donuts as a fundraiser. There's lots of different things, but this is a new and different way to do a fundraising activity. It promotes health rather than donuts and cookies. So for us, that's a double benefit. We get to promote health in our community. And another way that I kind of spun it to my students and then to those that I'm selling to was that we've been here in Goldsboro for almost 20 years now, and it was a way to show our appreciation for our community and the fact that they've supported us for so long. And again, we get to promote that healthy lifestyle, and they get to raise funds for their organizations.
Yeah, well, and that's why it's called the Community Appreciation Program, for just that reason.
Right.
And of course, the Girl Scouts are not going to make $10.99 from selling a box of Girl Scout cookies, so they actually make more money per sale selling something like this for you.
Correct. So that's my plan. That's what I'm working on implementing. I'm starting with church organizations first, and then once I see how that's going to work out well, then I'll move into organizations like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and then, of course, the school year starts, then I'll be able to get with the PTA and implement it there as well.
All right. Well, fantastic. So if you had to give advice to maybe a school owner out there who's kind of struggling, needs to enroll some students very quickly, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that regardless of how exactly that they implement it, that the e-card works really well. The reality is just get the card, get it set up with your information, and get it out there and get started. And then once you see that it's working for you, even on a small scale, then you can start to come up with different ideas, which is basically how I did it. I started off with just my demo team. It was convenient at the time. That was what we needed. And then as a result, I started seeing people coming in and said, hey, this is really going to work for me. Let's try some other ways. And so I've now, again, started developing plans for other opportunities like the nonprofit organizations in our community.
Fantastic, sir. Well, thank you for sharing this with us. And before we go, we'd like to share a little bit of information with everybody about AMS Online. In AMS Online, some of you don't know that you can create your own certificates. With the certificate maker, you can easily create your certificates for belt ranks and other special awards. Simply go to AMS Online, Assign, and then Certificates to take advantage of this great feature. It's a WYSIWYG advanced certificate maker, which means what you see is what you get. So you get to place the data of your choice, the student's name, the test date, the rank, or any other information you need. You can drag and drop the information in place to use your certificates from your headquarters organization or your own school certificates. Plus, we have a group of award certificates in a variety of attractive designs for things like Student of the Month, Most Improved, Certificate of Achievement, and more. Again, just check out AMS Online or call your marketing consultant at 1-800-275-1600 to get a more complete explanation. With that, we thank you all and look forward to seeing you next week.